It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma, can I ask you about something that seems strange to me?
I believe Prince Shotoku was from the future. A man from the future is always directing the flow of history.
What?
I'll listen to your story about men from the future some other time.
No, it's fine, Musical.
As I recall, the body discovery announcement is made when 3 or more people discover a body, right? Is the killer also included among those 3 or more people?
Yeah, that's true, but, something like that is basically what it's supposed to be.
You don't sound very articulate.
Jeez, you're pretty annoying for noticing something like that. I know it sounds like an excuse, but the body discovery announcement isn't supposed to be used for deduction. It's intended to create a fair trial. It's supposed to let everyone know a body has been found.
I think it's a little over $200. I think it's like close to 400, 300, 400, maybe even a little bit more than that, depending on what you need. If you're willing to send in your own console, like your own handheld, sorry, then it's cheaper, but that's not always an option, right?
So you're saying it's unfortunate that I used it for deduction? I understand your excuse, but depending on who actually found the body, it's possible that your 3 or more people rule could be deadly.
Yeah, actually, Mr. Tubby, Danganronpa is often compared as being Battle Royale, if you know about Battle Royale. That mixed with Ace Attorney. This part of the game is a lot like Ace Attorney. It's a really good series. I definitely recommend it if you have the money to purchase it and the means to play it. There's a first one and a second one, so there's Danganronpa 1 and 2. This is obviously 2. They are both amazing.
Well, as long as I keep things ambiguous, I can respond to situations with some flexibility.
Flexibility, huh? So what about this time? Is it 3 people including the killer or not?
Jeez, fine! You want me to say it? It doesn't include the killer this time, okay? All done.
Which means 3 people other than the killer discovered Mahiru's body. What's wrong with that? Nothing. I just thought it was somewhat strange. More importantly, let's get back to our original topic.
You're the one who went on a tangent!
We were just saying the killer was hiding in the surfboard case, right?
Danganronpa Another Episode isn't out in North America yet, but I will be playing it here. And please, no spoilers for the series. Thank you. Even if it's well known, a lot of people don't know about the game itself, so I will be playing it here. Just a fair warning, for no spoilers. But yes, I will be streaming Danganronpa Another Episode as well, once I finish up Danganronpa 2.
And after Hyoko ran away, the killer got to enjoy the simple life of destroying evidence.
Also, Another Episode isn't really an actual... No, it's fine, don't worry about it. Danganronpa Another Episode isn't actually considered Danganronpa 3, it's actually like a spin-off series. It's still canonically, well, I guess, in the timeline of the stories, but it's not actually considered Danganronpa 3 because it's a totally different game style. But yeah, you guys will get to see some of that when I play it.
However, before we proceed any further, there's something we have to make clear. The killer blocked the roadside door with Mahiru's body before Hyoko ran away. But what about the blood?
Pretty much. Danganronpa Another Episode I mentioned earlier takes place in between number 1 and number 2. So you'll get to see what happens in between the 2 games.
Now that you mention it, that mystery hasn't been solved yet.
It's going to be all right. If you guys have come this far, I'm sure you can discover that answer too.
I can only read hiragana and katakana. Yes, it did. Number 1 did have an anime. It's very short though, and it's definitely better to play the game. I like the anime. A lot of people have gripes with it. I like it still, but that's because I played the game as well. So the anime isn't as detailed as the game, so I definitely recommend playing the game. But yeah, what were we talking about just now? I can read hiragana and katakana, but I'm terrible with kanji, like a lot of people are. So I'm gonna be using a walkthrough because there's a lot of kanji.
Now, let's start the argument, shall we?
Let's argue. I shall explain to you the final feature in the non-stop debates. From this point forward, you will now be able to use the truth flashback. If you hold down the triangle... is this to, yeah, memorize things. Okay. Same thing as number 1. They're just calling it something fancier, like truth flashback. Did they call it that in the first one? I don't think they did. Okay, that's clearly not our evidence.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
They didn't have to use the shower. Oh, what about the wetsuits in the closet? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body.
Quiet.
If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the bloody wetsuit? They cut it up and...
As someone who flushes their shit every morning, I can declare it would definitely clog the toilet!
Maybe it's the other way around? Perhaps someone other than the killer moved the body.
Oops.
Maybe they were able to wash it off.
If I use that person's opinion, I might be able to break through the contradiction.
What did the killer do with the blood on their body?
Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been
Don't
impossible.
flip you!
They didn't have to
Friggin'!
use the shower. What about maybe they wore one when they... If they used something other... What did they do with the bloody... They cut it up and...
Oh wait, shit, no, I messed that up. Oh my god, no.
Perhaps someone other than... Maybe they were able to wash it off.
I just noticed I shouldn't have sped through it that fast.
What did the killer do with the... Maybe they simply washed... They couldn't use the shower, so washing it off would have... They didn't have to use the shower. Oh, what about the wetsuits? Maybe they wore one when they moved the body. If they used something other than the shower... What did they do with the bloody... They cut it up and...
As someone who flushes it would definitely clog the...
Maybe it's the other way. Perhaps someone other than the... Maybe they were able to wash it off.
What did the killer do with
The blood on their body. Maybe they simply washed it off.
They couldn't use the shower, right? So washing it off would have been impossible.
No, that's wrong! They just needed to wash off the blood. They didn't necessarily have to use the shower. They could have just as easily used something else.
Something other than the shower. Like what?
Something other than the shower that was used to wash off the blood. It's possible it was...
I see! Drinks inside the refrigerator. Couldn't the killer have used those to wash off the blood?
I've seen through it. In theory, that's impossible.
I was about to say, oh my god, I didn't save. Good, they're letting me save. I haven't saved in a while.
Why?
Try to remember the refrigerator carefully, and then you will understand that there's no possible way the drinks in the refrigerator were
Really?
used.
But what about all the bottles? Maybe that'll be the clue.
It's true there were drinks in the beach house refrigerator.
I couldn't... What? They didn't let me chop
try
that!
thinking about it. One bottle drink, it wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
Oh god,
It's true there were
I
drinks
missed it again.
in the beach house refrigerator. However, try think one bottle drink, it wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I see what's happening, that stupid flippin' thing.
It's true there were in the beach house refrigerator. However, try one bottle drink, it wouldn't be enough to wash off the blood.
I can't back down!
Ah.
We can't assume they used just one drink. They could have used a bunch of them to wash it off.
Didn't I say it was impossible? There were no water bottles in the refrigerator.
But there were in the trash can,
cut through those
Pickle!
words.
Hello!
There were water bottles inside the refrigerator.
How many times do I have to tell you? There were no water bottles in there whatsoever.
That was after the incident, right? But before the incident, there were water bottles in the fridge. And the killer took all of those water bottles and used them to wash the blood off their body.
So you're saying the water bottles were gone? Because they were all used? That's a logical fallacy.
It's not a fallacy. There should have been evidence inside the trash can. Evidence like a lot of thrown away plastic water bottles. Isn't that right, Chiaki?
Ah, you're right. These bottles look like they may have been filled with water.
Well, now that you mention it... When I went to the beach house a few days ago, I feel like I drank one of those plastic water bottles.
You should have said so sooner! Then, the plastic water bottles were used in place of a shower. Dousing your body with lots of water bottles is such a simple and easy to understand explanation.
Hold on a sec. Now that I think about it, if they soaked their entire body with a bunch of plastic water bottles, if they did that, that person would be...
It seems you've realized who the killer is.
From the first game? Okay, from the first game, this is my favorite character. Sorry, wanna try and finish this. He didn't say...
See? Just as I thought.
Hold on. You know who the killer is?
Is that true?
Let me ask, who might that be?
If the killer used plastic water bottles to wash off the blood that splattered onto them, that killer, Mahiru's killer, must be that person. What was the question? What was the question? Killer?
You're the only one! Peko, is it you?
Hey! What are you being quiet for? They're accusing you of being the killer! Then I should ask you this. Why do you believe I'm the
Because you
killer?
were wet.
I remember when we were all meeting up to go to the beach. Your appearance when you came to the diner.
Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I know some of you know that it's common sense to not spoil, but I like to bring it up just in case, because sometimes when we've already played a game, it's very easy for some of us to just slip up accidentally. So... Ooh, kitty kitty! Kitty 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 Gingy! I love her too. I love everybody. Hajime and Kazuichi, why are you two here? Hey, aren't you breathing pretty heavily? I just did a little swimming.
If the killer really did wash the blood off with water bottles, they'd have to drench their entire body. But there were no towels in the beach house, and it would have taken a while for the water to fully air dry. So you said you went swimming so you'd have a cover story.
Don't just stay silent. Say something.
Hold on, you bastard! You saw her at the diner! You never saw her near the beach house, right? So maybe she really was swimming!
Whoa. Tone it down.
No one even saw her swimming.
No. I saw her.
Huh?
After I ran into you bastards at the diner, I crossed paths with her on my way
You said
home.
nobody saw you on the way home.
So there's no doubt. She would have arrived at the diner from the opposite direction of the beach house.
Hold on. That's strange. Didn't you just say this earlier?
So, like, in these moments when he said, "Didn't you just say this earlier?" I imagine Hajime doing, like, a really bad impression of Fuyuhiko or something. It's just a coincidence that I passed by the diner. I didn't even pay attention to the beach house. I went straight back to the hotel after I saw you guys. I didn't see anyone during that time.
You told me you didn't see anyone. Don't try to tell me you forgot about that.
Uh-huh.
Not so fast! It's too soon to decide she's
Well,
the
because
killer!
it's not like they can see the flashbacks, so what are they doing? Imitating each other?
We haven't established how the killer was able to leave the beach house!
Now that you mention it, you're right.
The roadside door was blocked. And if it's impossible to leave from the beachside without leaving footprints, then how the fuck did the killer escape?
Why are you all fired up, Fuyuhiko? You're not the suspect. Peko is.
Who cares about that? Answer me! If you have an explanation, then show me what you got!
We might have an answer.
Huh?
Do you really? This mystery seems unsolvable. Well, if Peko is the killer, then I might just have an answer to that mystery. We'll see. Then let's hear this alleged method of escaping the beach house. First, let's establish how the killer escaped.
The killer's escape room. I might know what it was. In fact, the only possible thing I can think of is that opening.
I see!
If the roadside and beachside doors aren't an option, the only other thing I can think of is...
Seems like it, doesn't it?
well, nothing really. Except that small window in the shower room.
Don't you know how high that window is? There's no way Peko could have reached it!
But what if, for instance, she got help from someone? She might have reached it by riding someone's shoulders, but then that person would have been left behind. Is it possible an object was used? A rope, for instance?
And what happened to the rope after they used it? And don't say something stupid like they threw it outside!
Of course not! That would violate the school trip
Good
rule!
to know all of these children are up to date on the school rules and refer to them very often. Good that they still memorize it even though they have to deal with murders. Rule number 3, littering is not allowed. Let us coexist with this island's bountiful nature in mutual prosperity.
Littering is prohibited. Even if it might be evidence, rules are still rules.
You see? There's no way they'd be able to escape from that window!
No, they just have to use an object. Chiaki, don't fall asleep on us! We just said they couldn't use an object! You did? I thought you were saying they couldn't dispose of an object. I see! You don't have to throw it away if you can just hide it somewhere on your body. Huh? Pekka was wearing a swimsuit, remember? Where would she even hide an object? And if you say she hid it in her special place, I'll stab you in yours! No! Please don't be violent!
Oh, you've probably heard it before. Even if the killer used an object to escape out the window, they wouldn't have been able to get rid of it. So, the only thing I can think of is that the killer must have hid it somewhere. If that's the case... Focus and think. The object the killer used to escape out the window. A fanny pack. Up the wazoo. Hyoko's gonna stab me. Oh wait, that's not what I meant to do. Nah. No! That's a lot of R's. Can you maybe not put so much R's? Oops. No! You bitch. No! Oh!
I got it!
Heko, you carry that bamboo sword on your back at all times, right?
Fanny pack.
If I recall correctly, you had it then too.
You yelled no in real life. No!
Despite the fact that you had a swimsuit on, you were still wearing your bamboo sword.
Good to know. I'm keeping you on edge. Keeping myself on edge.
Are you saying she used that bamboo sword to escape through the window?
Yeah. Heko used that bamboo sword as a step stool and escaped out the window.
Look at Hyoko's face, though. Ugh.
Sword as a step stool? You see? I knew it! I knew it was a ninja! Didn't I tell ya? A ninja could have climbed that easily! Ninjas know a climbing trick where they lean their sword against a wall and use the handguard as a step stool. Wow! Just like a Japanese ninja!
Miss Sonia, ninjas only exist in Japan.
Well, it is a bamboo sword, but I'm sure a slender girl like Peko could easily use it to climb.
Well, Peko, you have anything to say?
Ah, yes, panic talk action. Why are they explaining this again? I thought I did this already.
Hold on a sec, you bastard! You're saying she used her sword as a step stool and went out the fucking window? Then what about the sword? It would have been left in the shower room and she wouldn't have been able to recover it, dumbass!
Fuyuhiko, why do you even care?
Shut up! Just shut the fuck up and answer me! If you have an answer, then fucking give it to me! If she used the bamboo sword as a step stool, it would have been left behind!
Oh my. Fuyuhiko, why? Why are you... Whee! Fun time, fun time.
Got proof, you bastard? That's obviously impossible! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Don't fuck with me! Got proof, you bastard? Shut up! Shut up! shut up! Don't fuck with me!
I don't need that thing.
Proof, you bastard! That's obviously impossible! Bastard! Got proof, you bastard? I'll sell your fucking organs!
Thanks.
You're pissing me off! Bastard!
One more left.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Got proof. If she used a bamboo sword as a—
This is the end! If she used her bamboo sword as a step stool, she could have recovered it with her sword back. When she leaned her sword against the wall to use as a step stool, she tied her sword back to it. And after she climbed up to the window, as long as she hauled the bag up toward her, she would have been able to recover her bamboo sword.
He's so frustrated. Oh my god.
I see. Not just the bamboo sword, but even the sword bag, too. She used them both to escape. Akane said she's like a ninja, but it's nothing as silly as that. Simply put, only Peko could have performed this feat. An escape plan befitting of the ultimate swordswoman.
Shut up, Nagito.
Even so, how disappointing. If you'd only let me work with you, it would have been an even greater plan.
No! You just back off!
Is it true? Did you kill
Hold on! You're just making assumptions! You don't have any proof. I won't accept this unless there's proof! Got it, you bastard?
It's fine.
Huh?
Oh, whenever I say shut up, Nagito, it's like a joke. Don't take it in a bad way. I just love saying shut up, Nagito. It's like nobody asked you.
I said it's fine. Saying anything more would just be an exercise in futility.
She admitted it. She admitted it just now, right? She admitted she's Mahiru's killer, right? But is this right? Even though Fuyuhiko was the one arguing with us, Peko just admitted to it freely. Sorry,
Among
Sophie.
flowers, the cherry blossom. Among men, the samurai. I commend your decisiveness, at least. Very well. If you admit it, this ends now. Let's cast our votes.
Agreed. Hurry up and vote. Hold on. Let me confirm one thing first. Can it wait until after the voting? This is important, and it relates to the voting. It's about Peko's motive.
Oh my god, Gundam's amazing.
My motive? In the end, you had no connection to the events depicted in Twilight Syndrome murder case, right? Then, why did you kill Mahiru? So it's about that. Let's see. If I must answer that question.
Are you okay, Soda? You alright? You look like you're having a moment there, Shark Boy.
I must say, it was for the sake of justice.
Huh?
Justice?
In order to protect the justice of this world.
Huh?
I do not sully my hands to satisfy personal grudges. There is only one reason I kill. For the sake of protecting justice.
I love this entire reference, by the way.
What are you saying?
Justice is what makes humans human. It's a virtue that human beings should be proud of.
Let's buy Soda a soda. Let's do it.
Justice is the eternal sun and the enduring moon, the protective father and the smiling mother.
Actually, I don't know if you guys remember those giant bottles of soda that are in the supermarket in the game. And then one day one of our, some of you know her as Kitty or Full Metal, but one day she had said, "Soda, collect your children," and I couldn't stop laughing.
Hello! Earth to Peko! If justice ever disappeared from this world, the world would immediately freeze, and people's smiles would vanish. I will not allow that!
Ah, this entire reference just... Yes!
It's fine, just stop it!
Justice must always be there to guide us, to shine bright above our heads.
I'm telling you to stop it!
So I must fight. I must continue to fight to protect justice. Could she be?
Peko should talk to Anders! Oh my god! I didn't even think about that with Justice. That's so great.
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil. Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice. The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice! Now then, let's execute justice!
What? What the fuck?
Soda says what we're all feeling.
Peko, what are you doing?
I am sparkling justice!
Wait for the pose, guys. Wait for the pose.
In the name of sparkling, shining justice, I have come to deliver
That's not the
justice!
pose.
What's going on? What's this? Chill! Peko! Finally
Me
snapped!
trying to cosplay.
Everyone, please be careful! Sparkling Justice is a serial killer who claims to be an ally of justice. Clad in her various hero masks, she is a
His
serial
face!
killer who exclusively targets other criminals.
He's like, please get me out of here. I don't want to stand beside her.
She is supposed to be... But... Huh? An ally of justice? So that's why you're wearing a mask! This mask is the dividing line, just like various items. The sun is revered because it lies just beyond your grasp. Justice should also be the
the
same.
pose.
I don't get it, but this is becoming really crazy.
What? What the heck is this? Peko's the killer? Why is it turning out like this?
This is turning out to be a surprising turn of events. Hey! Now's not the time for you to be sleeping. Take a look. It's a killer. This again? Huh? Sleepwalking? So what's your answer to my previous question? Why did you kill Mahiru? This world must always be bathed in the light of justice. I must not allow even one shadow. Evil must be eliminated immediately.
Okay.
No matter what, I must not overlook evil. Evil? Are you saying Mahiru is...
If you knew about that incident, then you must have played the game. Am I right?
And because of that, I was able to find the killer's accomplice hiding on this island like a sewer rat.
Then, the reason you killed Mahiru was...
Is this it? Yes.
To protect justice, of course.
See her pose?
In order to protect justice, I have become its merciless sword. And executed justice.
So to those of you that don't know, here's a fun little tidbit. In the Japanese version of Danganronpa 2, Peko's voice actor is the same voice actor of Sailor Moon, aka Koto no Mitsuishi. And that's why, hence the pose. And this entire thing is entirely like a Sailor Moon tribute because her voice actor did the voice of Peko. So, which is amazing. I love her so much, and I love Sailor Moon so much. It's my favorite anime. So, the fact that this was in the game, I was like, oh my god! By the way, Ibuki is also now part of the new Sailor Moon. Ibuki plays Sailor Jupiter in Sailor Moon Crystal. Another fun tidbit with Sailor Moon stuff. Oh, also, actually, since we're on the topic of Sailor Moon, Naegi from the first game also does the voice of Japanese voice actors, by the way, I'm talking about, not English voice actors. Naegi's voice actor, aka also Komaeda's voice actor, is the voice of Sailor Uranus. So there's a lot of Sailor Moon veterans going on in the Danganronpa universe. The more you know.
Holy crap! She's such a stereotypical
I think there's
psychopath.
more than that, but those are the ones I can remember at the moment. I think there's more links to Sailor Moon voice actresses, and actors. But mostly actresses. Oh, Hagakure is the voice of one of the new villain guys in Sailor Moon Crystal. There you go. Pretty sure. Yeah, I did some research.
She's so gross!
Yes, thank you, Bess. That's very true. She was, It's Danganronpa and it's Sailor Moon. Of course I'm flipping out. All you need to do now is add Mass Effect and Dragon Age to the mix and I will go crazy. It's all my favorite things.
Peko, is this your true identity?
My true identity? I have already forgotten who I am. It just shows my determination. My determination to protect by throwing away what's most important. I'm willing to become anybody to shower this world with justice.
Oh my. Also, Chiaki's... I mean, the Japanese cast is also amazing. Chiaki's voice actor is one of my favorites. Whoa, Hyoko's flipping out so hard.
Oh, I can't stand this anymore! Let's just end this farce already!
End it? He's right. We need to end this already. The killer, in the end. There's no mistake that it was Peko all along. Oh, is Johnny Young Bosch playing Artemis in the new Sailor Moon dub? Christina V isn't Chiaki. It's Christine Cabanos or Christina Cabanos. It's not Christina V. You actually thought that was... They don't even sound the same! Yeah, I prefer Upupu as well instead of... Instead of... But yeah.
Let's go over this incident one more time and then let's end this.
I didn't even know Johnny Young Bosch was playing the new Artemis. But then again, I don't really watch the dubs of Sailor Moon. I only watch the Japanese ones, so... I watched the dub as a kid. Ooh, my favorite part! Let's finish this up, shall we? Oh. I didn't save it, I'm failing already. Go me. Oh, that's probably somewhere, maybe. Somewhere. I don't know where I am right now. Okay, for sure this. Oh. How did I miss that? I'm like, wait, those two are in the comic. Oh, I love this picture of her. It's so cute. That one was... I'm going out of order. Sorry, it's just I'm kind of like, Wait, but where's... Didn't think so, because it doesn't match the clue. Where's the part where she wakes up? Oh, maybe here. Yeah. Didn't really make sense, but okay. It's kind of misleading.
Here's everything that happened in this case. The incident began this morning when Mahiru spoke to Hyoko.
What are you guys talking about? What did I miss? Yeah, you know what I noticed? Streaming this compared to the first one, this one is a lot longer. The trials, everything is a lot longer. Cabanos, not Cavan. Look her up. Jeez, she's awesome. She's cute as Chiaki anyway.
Mahiru most likely played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, the video game provided to us as the motive.
Jonah! Why you hating?
She probably wanted to discuss it with someone else who also appeared in the game as a character. Hyoko accepted Mahiru's invitation, and they promised to have a more detailed conversation about it later. However, someone else overheard their exchange. The killer. The killer eavesdropped on their conversation and used their promise to devise a specific murder plan. By preparing a specific item, they planned to manipulate the two's actions. That item was the letters. They sent fake letters to both Mahiru and Hyoko. The letter Mahiru received told her to come to the beach house at 2:30 p.m. And the letter Hyoko received told her to come to the beach house at exactly 2 p.m. By providing different times, the killer was able to lure them to the beach house separately. Hyoko totally trusted that letter, showed up at the beach house at 2 p.m., just like it said, and was drugged into unconsciousness by the killer lying in wait. After putting Hyoko to sleep, the killer immediately hid her inside the closet, so they could frame her as the killer later. At 2:30 p.m., Mahiru arrived at the beach house. She was completely unaware that she'd been targeted for murder. Approaching her from behind, the killer struck the defenseless Mahiru with a specific weapon, the metal bat that was left at the scene of the crime. The bat was brought down onto the back of Mahiru's head, and with that, she took her last breath. According to Mikan's autopsy, Mahiru died instantly, so she probably never knew who killed her. With that, the killer achieved their goal of killing Mahiru and began to tamper with the crime scene. They dragged Mahiru's body so that it blocked the door leading to the road. Also, the mask found at the scene of the crime was something the killer personally left. I'm not really sure why, My guess is it's something similar to a calling card. That's how the crime scene we discovered was created. However, by moving Mahiru's body, the killer got blood splatter on them. Plus, the shower room had no water because it was out of order, so they couldn't wash it off. But the killer expected something like that to happen. Instead of the shower, the killer used something else to wash the blood off their body. They used plastic water bottles that were inside the beach house refrigerator. We can assume they carried the bottles to the shower room before the sequence of events had happened. In place of showering, they washed the blood off their body with water bottles instead. However, they had no choice but to dispose of the empty bottles in the beach house's trash can. Littering is against the rules, and it would have taken too much time to throw them away somewhere else. After the killer washed off the blood, they hid in a specific spot inside the closet Hiyoko was in. The killer hid inside the surfboard case that they had already emptied beforehand. After some time had passed, the sleeping drug used on Hiyoko wore off and she woke up. I can imagine how badly Hiyoko must have panicked when she came out of the closet. I mean, she made plans to see Mahiru, who lay dead right in front of her. From the shock and panic of being considered a murder suspect, Hiyoko fled from the beach house. Because of that, she left footprints in the sand. Everything was a trap set by the killer to frame her. After Hiyoko left, the killer finally came out of the surfboard case and placed a gummy that they brought with them to shift our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Ironically, placing that gummy is what helped clear our suspicion toward Hiyoko. Finally, the killer began preparing to escape from the beach house. They couldn't risk leaving their footprints in the sand, so they escaped the beach house using a different route. The small window in the shower room. However, that window is rather high up and can't be reached easily, which is why the killer used the bamboo sword they always carry with them. The killer took the bamboo sword out of its bag, tied the bag to the sword's handle, and used the sword as a step stool to reach the small window while holding the sword bag in their hand. As long as they're able to reach the window, all they had to do was pull the bag to retrieve the sword. And so the killer left the beach house and appeared before us as if nothing had happened. But their wet hair and swimsuit didn't dry right away. There also weren't any towels at the beach house. So when the killer met up with us, they said they had been swimming for a while as an excuse. So how about it? This is the truth behind the incident you caused. Isn't that right, Peko Pekoyama?
I see. And what of it? She's like totally cool with it. I haven't done anything to be ashamed of. What are you saying? You killed Mahiru! Wrong! I punished evil in the name of justice. That's no reason to condemn me.
That's how I talk, guys.
Let's hurry up and vote so we can freaking kill this weird, crazy bitch!
When I talk, there are emoticons at the end of my word.
There's no way you can kill me. Justice can never be killed. You should all know that as well.
What are you saying?
To protect what's most important to you, you must be prepared to throw away something equally important. Understand? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Then I shall be direct. Justice must carry on. In order to keep justice, to keep me alive, you all must give up your lives.
Are you serious?
It's not serious. It's justice. If I fall here, who will combat the evils of this world? Now, follow your hearts of justice that reside within you all, and save my life to protect justice.
I will say, by the way, Danganronpa, another episode, certain parts of it are very, very lewd compared to the rest of the series. I'll tell you, I brought the game to work one day and I was playing it and it got to a very lewd part and one of my coworkers came in and I immediately shut off my screen like, oh shit, because they're gonna wonder what I'm playing based on that. But yeah, sorry, I just randomly thought of that.
Hurry and carry on justice.
Give me a break! Who's gonna die for you?
If we let Peko go, we're all gonna get killed! For the sake of grand justice, a few sacrifices are unavoidable.
Yes, very. I'm not gonna tell you, you're gonna see when I play it. It just, wow though, wow. Wow. And I'm gonna have to voice act it because it's in Japanese, so that's gonna be super awkward for me to have to voice.
Oh, but a few sacrifices? Don't worry. The justice that you give your life to protect will never go to waste.
Onirius, trust me. Having played all of them, trust when I say.
I can't stand her anymore. Let's vote already and execute her. However, before we do that...
Monokuma, the vote! Hurry up and let us vote already!
I'm awake!
Ah! He finally woke up!
I can't add subs while I play, so I'm gonna have to voice act everything.
I've heard your story! Well, I wasn't listening, but who cares?
These games are okay. That one, you might want to just be careful who's watching behind you or something. This one's okay. I don't think there's anything that bad, and if there is, I'll probably warn you, but...
Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote! Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one?
I can only think of one scene, actually. I can only think of one scene in particular that you may want to watch out for, and I can always warn you because that's an extra scene. So far, as far as I can remember.
Such heart-pounding excitement!
Okay. Yeah, but that one's already passed. Good point, though. Tsumiki, Mikan does bring about some very interesting scenes, yes. Good point.
Pardon me, can we please have a little more time? Pardon me, can we have a little bit more time? Please let us continue our discussion.
Continue our discussion? But isn't the voting over?
Yes, but I cannot help but feel strange. Something about this is definitely strange.
Huh?
Strange? What do you mean? There's no doubt that Peko is the killer.
That is true. However...
As a serial killer enthusiast, You're wondering if Petco is really sparkling justice, am I right?
Hey, Miss Sonia isn't a serial killer enthusiast. She just has a little more passion about them than most.
That makes her an enthusiast!
Honestly, it felt strange to me too. I mean, there's a distinct difference between what we know about sparkling justice and Petco, right? You know, Sonia describes sparkling justice like this.
Justice complete! The center of justice that is pierced by justice! The lead star of justice that shines in the night sky! That would be me! Sparkling justice!
What the heck was that? That is Sparkling Justice's catchphrase. An unknown serial killer has a catchphrase. I read it in a magazine in the library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. That's why the blood's pink. But I like the pink blood. I think it actually adds to the style of the game. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it. I see. So that's what it was. I think I've got the difference between the serial killer and Petco.
I see! That's right. According to what Sonia said.
The article was written in their native language, so I tried to translate it.
If she had it translated, that means it wasn't written in English, right?
Huh? Yes, the magazine I read was written in Spanish. So, Sparkling Justice's catchphrase was no doubt written in Spanish as well. Which means the journalist and Sparkling Justice are both...
From Spain?
What?!
All this time, I completely misunderstood. When I first heard about those serial killers, Genocide Jack and Sparkling Justice, I just assumed both serial killers were from the same country. But that wasn't the case. If so...
Petco, you're not Sparkling Justice. There's no way that's possible.
Or, if you insist that you're Sparkling Justice, can you try saying that catchphrase in Spanish?
Would you be able to do that?
It appears that the time has come for this mask to come off. However, that's perfectly fine. It's no longer necessary, and even if you find out now, it's too late for you all to do anything about it. My duty has already been finished. My duty as a tool has already been completed in full.
Uh-huh? Looks like she's back to normal?
That mask has fulfilled its purpose, just as I have.
What do you mean? Fulfilled its purpose? Too late? What are you getting at?
Now that you've already cast your votes, is what it means.
Huh?
Hey, be clearer! We're asking you what your purpose was!
I have no purpose. I am just a mere tool.
Tool? What do you mean?
She called herself a tool. Which means someone else used her then?
Of course. The tool cannot do anything on its own.
I see. Finally understand. Well, I did have a sneaking suspicion all along.
What do you mean?
I mean, besides Peko and Kyoko, someone else was also at the beach house.
Someone else?
There is proof that establishes that fact. Try to remember it.